about different meanings of jurisdiction with my wonderful assistant, Lucy McCarthy.
Hi everyone. So please, Lynn, can you explain to me what is jurisdiction?
Sure. Jurisdiction is a right of a court to hear a particular case based on the scope of the authority over the type of case and the parties to the case. It is also the power to administer justice and apply laws by hearing and determining controversies in public debate. In other words, it's to find solution when there is conflict, and it is a control of dispute or disagreements by the extent of specific laws.
But where does it come from?
So this term, jurisdiction, is derived from two Latin terms, juris, meaning laws, and dicere, meaning speak. So in other words, it's let's speak the law.
And does jurisdiction have disadvantages?
Yes, you're right. Jurisdiction has some risks that come from foreign jurisdiction. It refers to when laws unexpectedly change from one country to another. Nowadays, jurisdiction face as high-risk areas such as money laundering or terrorism financing areas. Indeed, the weak point of jurisdiction is when we must deal with two different countries, because jurisdiction has different aspects and effects depending to the country.
I heard about three main distinctions in jurisdiction. Can you remind me what they are?
Yes. Of course, in a judicial system, jurisdiction is broadly classified in three categories: personal jurisdiction, territorial jurisdiction, and subject matter jurisdiction, which are the three fundamental constitutional requirements for valid judgment. In fact, to decide a case, a court must have a combination of subject and either personal or territorial jurisdiction. Personal jurisdiction denotes the authority over an individual, and it is the power of a court to render a judgment against a particular defendant. The territorial jurisdiction refers the authority over a limited region, and it is the power of a court to render a judgment concerning events that have occurred within a well-defined territory. And the subject matter jurisdiction is when the authority over the issue at hand. And you need to know that if a judgment from a court that did not have a subject matter jurisdiction is over, it's for a nullity.
Oh, and what does jurisdiction cover?
Jurisdiction cover here the cycle of judicial procedure, and it covers first the state legislators' right to create, amend, or repeal legislation. We call that the prescriptive legislation, and it's also called the legislative power, that maybe you know better. Then it covers, jurisdiction covers also the state's right to enforce this legislation through, for example, the policing public prosecutors by investigating a crime and arresting a suspect. We call that the enforcement jurisdiction. It's also called the executive power. And then the last one, jurisdiction covers the ability of national courts, tribunals, and other bodies or persons exercising judicial functions to hear and decide on matters. It's called the adjudicative jurisdiction.
Is there a different explanation about jurisdiction?
Yes, you have four others explanation. The exclusive jurisdiction is when only federal courts have authority to hear a case and state courts cannot. The concurrent jurisdiction is when a federal or state courts could hear a case. Here there's a combination of exclusive federal jurisdiction and exclusive state jurisdiction, which gives us a concurrent jurisdiction. So this is a link and the relation between the both first. Then we have the original jurisdiction is when the court is the first one to hear a case. And the appellate jurisdiction is when the court can only hear a case on appeal, and it's so often done by the lower court.
Oh, I see. But what substantive jurisdiction is based on?
Well, it is recognized in many cases that jurisdiction is based on two substantive bases, namely federal question jurisdiction and diversity jurisdiction. I'm going to take the example of the United States because it is such a highly multi-jurisdictional country, so it is very important important to understand different rules concerning the jurisdiction of its federal courts and the courts of the 50 constituent states. So the federal jurisdiction refers to any case that arises under the United States Constitution, a United States law, or any treaty to which the United States is a party, like cases involving ambassadors, for example. And the diversity jurisdiction is a form of subject matter jurisdiction in civil procedures in which a United States District Court in the federal judiciary has the power to hear cases in civil action between citizens of different states, citizens of a state, and citizens of a foreign nation. So that's it for today. Thank you for listening.
And thank you very much for answering my questions.